All right, we are live, guys. UFC 227, Dillashaw versus Garbrandt 2. Thoughts and review. We did it, man. We made it to the rematch after almost a year. One of the most anticipated rematches probably in UFC history. It was great. And you know it. I feel like the pay-per-view overall was pretty good, pretty solid. Especially the co-main event, which was freaking phenomenal fight, which we'll talk about that when we get there. But as we know, Dillashaw versus Garbrandt 2, one of the most anticipated rematches. The rivalry they had since TJ left Team Alpha Male to go train with Dwayne Ludwig at Elevation, all that good stuff. There was a lot of beef there, and we all saw what happened in the first fight. Cody dropped him, so there was questions there. If he finished TJ, if he had more time, he could have finished TJ. How would he react to coming back after a knockout loss? And TJ Dillashaw just pretty much cemented his legacy as the baddest man on the planet right now for the bantamweight division. Still think Dominic Cruz can come back and beat him, though. But we can talk about that, like I said, once we get there. Let's go ahead and start with the main card. So the first fight, we had Thiago. First of all, I did not watch the prelims, so I have no idea who fought. Actually, I don't think there was anybody big that fought, but all I know is that Thiago Santos opened up the main card, and he fought Kevin Holland, and he pretty much dominated him. It was a ground and pound. He got him on the ground and pound him, unanimous decision. I think I saw a stat, it was like 47 ground strikes landed, so he pretty much dominated Kevin Holland the whole time. Next fight, we had Polyana Viana versus JJ Aldridge. Pretty new girls. I was so mad at this fight because the whole time that they were fighting, that Polyana girl was pushing forward and she was not defending herself. She was getting eaten up by jabs the whole time, and JJ was just picking her apart, and pretty much that was just the fight right there. She even got a takedown in a couple times, but that Polyana girl was like just pushing forward, and she just wasn't defending herself. It was like actually making me mad, like how sloppy she was going into her strikes and just getting pieced up. And I'm surprised she didn't get knocked out, but she definitely got dominated. So that was a big win for JJ Aldridge, upcoming star in that division. So yeah, that was just kind of hard to watch because I was just like, what? Like literally, you're coming in and you're literally asking to get hit in the face. So that was kind of tough. Next fight, we had Cub Swanson versus Renato Marciano, I think. So both of these guys lost to Brian Ortega, and I know Marciano beat, or Makano, my bad. I'll say Makano. Okay, so Makano, he beat Jeremy Stevens, and he beat Cub Swanson, so tonight. So that pretty big win. He's still an upcoming guy. I mean, a lot of people forgot about him. He's only lost to Brian Ortega that I know of. But Cub needed this win. He came off a loss, tough loss to Frankie Edgar last time, and he needed this win, but I pretty much picked Makano to win, and he actually did. He hit Cub with a nasty left jab. It was the fastest thing I've ever seen in my life. It was lightning, bro. Like, he literally pop, and he was surprised too that he hit it, because like right when Cub fell down, like he was just like, whoa, like you could see it in his face, like, dang, I really just hit that. And then after that, he pretty much just swirled him with strikes. Cub did a good job hanging in there for a little bit, but overall, he got hit. He gave up his back, and Makano got the submission, rear naked choke, squeezed it in, got that first round finish. So big win for him, and he called out the belt next. I think it's a little too soon to be talking about that. I think he should probably fight Aldo. I feel like Aldo is the only fight that makes sense right now. Because we know Frankie Edgar's fighting Korean Zombie, and we know Ortega and Holloway are probably going to try to settle things out there. I think Aldo and Makano only make sense. Y'all let me know who y'all think. That featherweight division is still kind of interesting, so we'll see how that goes with that. I think Aldo and Makano would be a good fight, so I think that's the fight that makes sense next. But that's just me. We could go ahead and just, depending on how bad Max Holloway's injury is, maybe they could just be vacated belt between Ortega versus Aldo, if they want to do that. But Aldo getting another title shot, that would be kind of crazy, honestly. But we'll see. Next fight, we have this was the fight of the night, easily. Demetrius Johnson versus Henry Cejudo, the second fight. They fought 2 years ago. Demetrius Johnson won. And pretty much I just thought this was going to be another Demetrius Johnson fight. You know, he's dominated the whole division. I wish he would go up. Feels like he was dodging TJ Dillashaw. Just because in all the post-fight interviews, they were asking him, like, hey, like, are you interested if you win the fight? He's like, no, man, I'm just focused on the guy ahead. He's like, and if they can come up with money, like, then I'll do it. But, like, thing is like, his division is already, like, kind of unknown as it is. So, like, he's going to get paid more regardless if he moves up or if he fights TJ Dillashaw, because that's a big name. So, I really don't understand it. I mean, he's a humble guy, so, I mean, I guess he doesn't, I mean, that's not his motto to be the one to talk crap like that, but, I mean, come on, man. Like, just, like, it seems like he was avoiding the question a little bit. But anyways, that whole thing between Demetrius and TJ is out the window, at least for now, because Henry Cejudo actually beat Demetrius Johnson. He ended the streak. Freaking 10 title defenses. That's ridiculous. He ended the streak, and it was a good fight. It was a great fight. I have a lot more respect for Henry Cejudo. Even if Demetrius Johnson won this fight, you can't take away from Henry Cejudo. He did good. He took Demetrius Johnson down, I think, 7 times. I want to say it was about 7 times he took him down, and he was just mauling him around too. Demetrius Johnson was eating up his leg though, and after that first round, I didn't think Henry Cejudo could hold up from those leg kicks, and he kind of tripped over his own ankles in the first round. So it's like, I hope that wasn't like a big factor, but I was like, how do you trip on your own ankles like that? But Henry Cejudo, I mean, like, you got to give him props. He was ragdolling Demetrius Johnson, even though he didn't keep him down, and Demetrius Johnson was really fast getting up back to his feet. We all know Demetrius Johnson's, like, the best all-around fighter. But, like, Henry Cejudo did a good job. He was more prepared for this fight, and he showed a lot of heart this fight, and he was even hitting Demetrius Johnson with big shots. So, I mean, no, I'm not mad at the decision. I had it 2-2 going into the 5th round, arguably 3-1 Demetrius Johnson, but I had it 2-2. I gave Henry Cejudo the 2nd round and the 4th round, and I gave Demetrius Johnson the 1st and the 3rd. So the 5th round could have gone either way. Honestly, it was a very close fight. You can't really go. I said it was going to be a split decision win for Demetrius Johnson, but they gave it to Henry Cejudo. So, hey, I guess I want to see a 3rd fight. But, I mean, yeah, I mean, a good win either way for Henry Cejudo. My biggest win of his career for sure. And then he called out the winner of TJ Dillashaw and Cody Garbrandt. I don't think that's going to happen. I feel like Demetrius Johnson and Henry Cejudo are going to fight for the 3rd time just to see who the real guy is. And I just don't think that should be a super. I don't think we should worry about that super fight unless Henry Cejudo wins the 3rd fight. Whoever wins the 3rd fight, then we can worry about the super fights. All right, main event, guys. TJ Dillashaw versus Cody Garbrandt. I had Cody Garbrandt winning this fight. I took a risk, all right? I feel like TJ Dillashaw was probably the safest pick to win, and I'm not surprised that he did win. But I just went ahead and went on a limb and picked Cody Garbrandt just because I wanted to see a 3rd fight and see this trilogy continue. But TJ Dillashaw looked good, man. He dominated Cody. Cody looked bad tonight, man. He made Cody look bad. Like, of course, Cody caught him with some big shots, but TJ countered right back, and he ended it, man. 1st round knockout. Just dropped him, was all over him, made him look like Kenan Burrell out there, man, I swear. And dang, TJ Dillashaw, he's a beast, man. I think the only fight that makes sense for him now is Dominic Cruz, though. He claims he's the best bantamweight of all time, and he arguably beat Dominic Cruz in the 1st fight. But I want to see Dominic Cruz and TJ Dillashaw go at it again to solidify who the best bantamweight of all time is. A lot of people are saying Dominic Cruz doesn't deserve the rematch. I don't know how anybody can say that, because how did Cody Garbrandt deserve the rematch? He got knocked out. He got an immediate rematch. Dominic Cruz lost a decision, and he was on the top. He was on top. He's been on top forever. He's the greatest bantamweight of all time, in my opinion. So you have to give him a title shot. Like, yeah, I know he hasn't fought in a while, but he's been injured. But, like, come on, man. Like, he's gonna beat anybody he fights. If they put him up against Jimmy Rivera, he's gonna beat him. I feel like he can beat Marlon too. So I feel like TJ Dillashaw, Dominic Cruz is to solidify the bantamweight, who the bantamweight king is. That's the only fight that makes sense. And I want to see it again, because that 1st fight was really good, and Dominic Cruz won. So let's see if he still got it. But TJ's on fire right now. It's hard to see him get beat, but we'll see. I hope Dominic Cruz can come back, get that belt. Dominic Cruz is one of my favorite fighters. But that's pretty much concluded, guys. The fight of the night, Tanner Sudo, Demetrius Johnson, phenomenal. Uh, Seeing the Cub Swanson fight was pretty good. Makano had a good fight. Had a good, really good jab there, and that was crazy. So I want to see him fight Aldo. Dillashaw, Cody Garbrandt, ended the rivalry. I say pretty solid night of fights. Nothing too big. Not something I would pay for, but why you gotta pay when you got Fire Stick, right? Alright, guys. Well, that's it from me. Hope you guys have a good night. Thanks for tuning in for the Thoughts and Review. Let me know what y'all thought about it. And we'll see you guys for... Okay, next time I'll be broadcasting, I'll be in college, so... But I'm still gonna try to watch the next pay-per-view, which is Woodley and Till. So I'll try to get some thoughts and review on that. Hopefully try to watch that fight somewhere if I can. And we'll be back on here for the next pay-per-view. Alright, peace out, guys.